Nuclear fallout fears have forced many Japanese to conduct their own radiation tests on everything from food to footpaths. Some are refusing to let their children go to school, while others are planning to emigrate. At the same time, international reports suggest that way more radiation has leaked into the ocean and atmosphere than previously thought. ABC correspondent Mark Willesee travelled to Yokohama for this report.
Tucked away in the rabbit warren of Yokohama's backstreets is Akio Takaoka's organic fruit and vegetable shop. But his is no ordinary store. Here, customers can test the produce for radioactive contamination.
Food has become contaminated by the fallout, and I didn't want to sell anything that may have radioactive substances in it. So I bought this device which can detect it in food.
The women shopping here today belong to a mothers' group formed in response to the Fukushima meltdowns. In a matter of months, this movement has drawn together more than 1,000 women, many armed with their own Geiger counters.
The government's response has been so slow. We have to protect our children, and our biggest worry is food contamination.
It's at places like these, local fruit and veg shops, where millions of Japanese have had their first taste of the nuclear meltdowns. No longer can they pick up any old piece of produce. These days, they have to scrutinise it very closely indeed. Junko Eto is so fearful of radioactive contamination, she now refuses to buy any Japanese produce at all.
My preference is food from Australia and New Zealand. The Japanese government's radiation safety standards for food grown here are too slack.
In the months since the Fukushima disaster, fear has spread like fallout, with millions of Japanese no longer willing to trust the assurances about the food they eat. Mark Willesee, ABC News, Yokohama.